Sa linya na natin, Representative Jervil Luistro, Batangas 2nd District Chairperson, House Committee on Justice. Congresswoman, magandang umaga. Si Joel Siweng po.
Good morning po.
Good morning, Joel and Weng.
Ma'am.
Thank you for having me here again sa
Ay, salamat po.
Saksi.
Salamat sa pagtanggap sa aming
Saksi sa
imbitasyon.
Double B.
Yes, ma'am. Opo.
Oo, ma'am.
Yeah.
Kayo po ay magiging respondent dun po sa isasampang kaso po ni Attorney Manasseh Carpio dahil daw po sa paglabag po ng komite dun po sa Bank Secrecy Law. Ang reaction nyo po, ma'am?
Well, that's part of our being the chairperson of the Justice Committee, and we acknowledge that, no? We acknowledge that this is one of the options of the defense. As a matter of fact, ang dami na ng petitions before the Supreme Court. There's another petition before the Regional Trial Court of Quezon City, and now they will be filing this criminal complaint against us, including the AMLAC, including the BSP, no? These are all options of the defense team. Basta ang maliwanag, these are attempts to suppress the disclosure of this information.
Pero ma'am, kung yun ang kanilang pakay, moot na yun kasi nailabas na last April 22.
Well, in as far as the prayer for TRO is concerned, that has been mooted already because of the disclosure in the past hearings. But I think this one is a criminal complaint that they intend to file against us, no? And we acknowledge that this is one of their options. Basta, in as far as the committee is concerned, we maintain the position that we did not violate any law.
Okay, ang sinasabi ma'am kasi, hindi dapat isinapubliko yung mga detalye ng kanilang bank deposits dahil protected sila under the Bank Secrecy Law. And yet sinasabi niyo po na hindi niyo ito nilabag. Nasaan talaga dito yung katotohanan? Nasaan ang protection dito nung mga nasasakdal sa impeachment hearing ninyo?
First and foremost, let us consider na ang haba ng deliberations on whether or not to disclose the AMLAC report before we proceeded to hearing the report actually of AMLAC, no? Marami ang palitan ng paliwanag at opinion whether to disclose or not, and that manifests na talagang very cautious ang committee. Talagang nag-iingat ang committee. But nevertheless, it ended up with the committee disclosing the report of AMLAC. Let us consider the fact na ang nire-report po ng AMLAC is not bank account. Ang inire-report po ng AMLAC are covered transactions and suspicious transactions aligned to the mandate of the Anti-Money Laundering Act, no? As a matter of fact, in our way to be conservative, in our way to be cautious, we opted not to subpoena the bank, including the bank records. Instead, we opted to subpoena the AMLAC with its report of covered and suspicious transactions, no? Let me state for the record, it has been the position of the committee that in as far as the proceeding before the Justice Committee is concerned, we have all the authority to subpoena the bank and bank records. The only reason why we did not subpoena them is because we can actually see that from the documents of other government agencies, the information that we wanted to see. And secondly, admittedly, we're taking the safer zone. We're taking the safer side. We do not want to be the subject matter of another petition before the Supreme Court, no? Again, the distinction is ang coverage ng bank secrecy are banks and bank records and government and bank employees and officials. We did not subpoena them. Ang sinabina natin are AMLAC records and AMLAC, no? Now, if they will be raising the argument of Section 8A, which prohibits the officials and employees of AMLAC from sharing this information. This is my answer to that. No, this is accountability mechanism. That is the subject matter of the impeachment complaint. No, ang ipinaglalaban ng impeachment process is the mandate of accountability mechanism in the Constitution. Having said so, it must be applied in totality, meaning you have to consider the totality of all the provisions on confidentiality and the exception that is provided under the same, no? We remember that under the Bank Secrecy Law, it was expressly provided that impeachment cases should be an exception in the confidentiality in the Bank Secrecy Law. And applying the totality, it should be it should be applied as well pagdating dito sa AMLAC.
Actually, banggitin ko lang, Joel, doon sa kaso ni dating Supreme Court Justice Renato Corona, ma'am, nagamit din ang bank records niya. Pero sa pagkakatanda ko, sa Senate Impeachment Court na yon nagamit. And actually,
That's correct.
nagkaroon siya ng waiver para sa kanyang bank deposits, di ba, ma'am?
That's correct. That's correct.
Mm-mm. So ito, yun ang difference nito. Ito, sa House Committee on Justice pa lang, hindi pa umaakit ng Senado.
Nasilip na
Oo,
natin.
nasilip na, oo.
But that is not the bank account that we disclosed, or it was not the subject matter of the
Yes.
subpoena. No, as I have stated earlier,
Opo.
it was the report on covered and suspicious transactions, which means na kung yun namang mga naging deposit and withdrawal ay hindi pumasok sa covered and suspicious transactions, then I wish to conclude na hindi siya part nitong report ng AMLAC, no? The only reason kung bakit naging part siya is because the bank considered the transactions as covered and suspicious. Again, we are making a distinction between bank records on one hand and the covered and suspicious transaction report of the AMLAC on the other hand.
Okay. Ma'am, kung meron bang humiling na, sige, ilalabas namin itong mga records na ito, pero executive session tayo. Papayagan nyo ba yun? Kasi yung...
Pwede ba mag-executive session sa impeachment hearing?
Doon sa isyong yan, itong particular na isyong yan, since meron ngang pagbabawal daw sa bank secrecy.
We went over the rules of impeachment kasi napag-usapan natin yan dito sa mahiwagang kahon ng BIR
Opo.
di ba? Ang requirement sa National Internal Revenue Code, there must be an executive session on the occasion of a legislative inquiry, no? First and foremost, itong impeachment proceeding is different from a legislative inquiry. Second, the rules of impeachment does not make mention at all of an executive session. So, for a justice member like me who is very conservative, my intention is only to stick to the letters of the rules. If the rules does not provide for an executive session, then it only means that we are not allowed to conduct an executive session.
At saka sabi niyo nga, ma'am, accountability mechanism ang impeachment. So parang ang off naman, ang awkward kung itatago mo sa isang executive session ng inyong proceeding, hindi ba?
Well, if you try to think of it, no? If we will not be stretching, if we will not be interpreting the exception in the bank secrecy law as applicable to all provisions concerning confidentiality, do you think meron pang mai-establish na basis for unexplained wealth? I don't think so. Baka walang batuloy na impeachment on the ground of unexplained wealth.
Okay, itong issue dun sa 6.7 billion, ma'am. Sabi ho ng kampo ho ng ating Vice Presidente, aggregate yan in the past 20 years
Oo.
Do you find that odd or do you find it a regular thing na
Wala.
ganong 6.7 billion pumasok sa isang nagsimulang vice mayor, naging mayor, naging vice presidente weng. Hindi ba odd yan o regular ba yan yung 6.7 billion na pumasok sa account nila mag-asawa?
First of all, Joel, we do not deny that that is aggregate. We do not deny that it reflects both the inflow and the outflow, no? But the question is how do you tally that with the SALN that was presented by the ombudsman, no? There were relevant periods, I think 2018 hanggang 2025. Zero declaration ng cash, zero declaration of bank deposit. But when you check the report of AMLAC, may mga millions of transactions during the said years, no? So kung merong transactions during those years, it means that they should have been disclosed as well in the SALN. But the thing is naka-zero Now I wish to go back to sa aggregate, no? Actually, the report is not inconsistent to their position. And if you will review the cover letter of Executive Director Buenaventura, ang liwanag naman Nakalagay doon yung inflow. Nakalagay doon yung outflow. Nakalagay doon kung from what year up to what year. Magkano yung kay VP, magkano yung kay husband, magkano yung total. So, yung sinasabi nila in one of the press cons na bloated, no, it's not bloated. Very truthful yung naging manner of reporting ng AMLAC because it even provide the total amount for inflow, for VP, for husband, total of spouses. total amount of outflow, VP, husband, total. So the breakdown is provided. How will they say that this is bloated? Very transparent yung naging report ng AMLAC na ito lang yung inflow, ito yung papasok, ito yung outflow, ito yung palabas. We are not bloating it. You can actually determine from the total amount of 6.7 billion magkano yung papasok in as far as VP is concerned, magkano yung papasok in as far as the husband is concerned, magkano yung outflow with respect to the VP, and magkano yung outflow with respect to the husband.
Okay.
I think very transparent yung naging report. There's no intention to bloat.
Last point na lang, ma'am. Ano yung ina-expect namin by Wednesday? Ito na yung last hearing yata na inyong Justice Committee to sa determination of probable cause.
Okay, so for Wednesday, number one, whether we like it or not, we need to resolve na the question that was laid on the table, whether or not to open the BIR box. No, we need to resolve that. Second, we will be hearing the NBI on the allegations of threat against the vice president. No, I'm not sure how
Against
many
the
resource
Against the
persons.
president? Or,
No, no, against the vice president. Allegations of threat committed by
okay.
the vice president against the president, the first lady, and the former speaker. No?
Yes, ma'am.
I just don't know how many resource persons from the NBI will be coming, no, because it entails the investigation that they conducted with respect to these allegations of threat committed by the vice president against president, first lady, and the former speaker. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then after that, kung wala namang ibang inclinations, itong mga members ng Justice Committee, because I understand that this is the last allegation that we need to hear in as far as this clarificatory hearing is concerned, no? Kung walang ibang inclinations ang majority of justice members, then I wish to believe that we should be ready to vote. The
Okay.
Justice Committee should be ready to vote by the end of the hearing on April 29.
Okay.
Alright. Good luck,
Congresswoman, ma'am, thank you. Salamat
Salamat
ulit sa
po.
oras.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for having me here sa Saksi sa Double B.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Joel and Weng.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Representative Jervy Luistro, Chairman, House Committee on Justice.